Alright, there we go. Sick. Hi.
Sorry, I thought you looked over there.
Yeah.
Hi, Josh.
You alright?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I feel a bit.
Doesn't
a
feel
bit weird.
right.
Yeah. It's like there's not enough cuddle room.
Not
on the
enough
chairs. We
close
can't.
enough.
Normally, when we sort of have a break between takes, me and Jay will then cuddle. So here we are.
Here we are.
Made it look as back posty as possible. You know, I'm repping one side fully. Me and Jay are both accidentally fully repping.
Yeah, we didn't.
It feels like a battle's about to begin.
We just scrapped. This isn't a normal episode.
So here we are. So no. Hi.
It's been
emotional.
It's been an emotional roller coaster since the last time we did a pod.
Yeah. So what just happened?
I don't know what just happened, but it was just before the weekend of us United and you versus West Ham.
So Tottenham had beat Brighton, hadn't they?
Yes.
In that
Oh yeah, you was really it was a really frustrating game, and we played Burnley. That's where we left it off. Yeah,
I know. But yeah, no, and then that happened. So obviously the bigger game would be you versus United.
Yeah, it was a mad game. It was really mad. I went to the game, as you might have saw. I made a vlog about it on the back post. Watch it if you haven't. And it was strange. It was two supposed to be good teams being really shit at each other.
Supposed to be good?
Supposed to. Well, I mean, we're
says who? Not says either of their managers or
it's
fans or anyone at the moment.
I mean, you know what I mean. And we just kind of like United were definitely the better team as well, which was not surprising
for the first half.
Yeah, for the first half it was a very nervous atmosphere, and they dominated, but there was not much threat. I think they attacked the goal not too many times, but they were definitely dominant in the midfield, and then Mata scores. Brilliant goal, to be fair to him.
Didn't give a fuck about you guys either, did he?
Not a flying fuck. He went
mental, which you can't blame him for.
You can't blame him. I used to love Juan Mata. He's a phenomenal player.
He was player of the year like 3 years in a row, didn't he?
Yeah. And I think it's very fair with
Mourinho.
Won the Champions League with us.
Aside.
It's quite funny because then he got him at Man United. But yeah, no.
Really?
And that's far away. Anyway, and then we got very fortunate with De Gea again, third or fourth time in his last 5 games.
He's not having a fun time, is he?
He's not having a great time, is he? Big De Gea.
Big Dave.
Big Dave. So I think Rudiger took a shot, and as he shot it, I think I looked away. I was like, for God's sake, wait, what? Alonso just puts it in what's going on? He goes down, spills it, and all it is a go down and just take it.
I mean, it's one of those things.
It's not coming at him hard.
I think Robbie Savage said I could save that. It's like, alright, calm down, mate.
Yeah, right,
You probably couldn't. It's a very difficult task, but obviously
it's
being
him.
the best goalkeeper in the world, yes.
Yeah.
You should have obviously saved that. I would still say he is. Maybe him or All Black.
Yeah, I mean, he's only had a couple. I mean, it's a lot, and they've costed them the team as well. But you got.
But you've got to have things in the bank there, because the amount of times he saved them over the past 5 years and being shit.
Exactly.
So what do you want? What do you want, guys?
And
he's made an error.
Yeah, well done. But yeah, so that result that ended 1-1, which wasn't the worst for us. Pretty shit for United, but it wasn't the worst for us. We're still top 4 because Arsenal lost 3-0 to Leicester, who really had a really good game.
Arsenal have conceded 9 goals in a week though, which is just beautiful.
That's amazing.
I'm watching the demise of Arsenal.
Playing Valencia tonight as well.
They are
big.
And Mustafi.
Mustafi.
That's where they bought him from.
Oh, is it?
So yeah.
So you might turn up in Mustafi form and just let everything in.
Or maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, no. Leicester played really well, and Arsenal probably deserves to lose with their performance.
Arsenal absolutely deserves it. What we have at the moment is two. We discussed this last week. We have one team that might hit 97 points, almost a record-breaking season, apart from one win off the record, and still not win the title. But then below that, we just have the great top 4 banter race. And it's beautiful.
Why do none of us want it?
And I keep hearing this, and that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing. Have you ever been so excited to like get to something, your legs run too fast, you just fall over?
Maybe when
I think that's what it's for. All four of the teams are going, oh shit, Tottenham have just lost. Tottenham have fallen over. And they're going, and then Arsenal have gone, oh, there's a chance. And they just face plant instantly into the floor. And then like, the Chelsea one, Arsenal have fallen over. And then they run into United together and they both fall down. And all four of us are like just turtles on our backs, just going, And like Liverpool and City are just like, guys.
And all the teams below that are also going.
Wolves are just like,
they're smoking it.
looking up as why
Morons.
So yeah, it's interesting, but
it does make
in the
for
past
an interesting end
3
season.
games, somehow Tottenham lost to City, lost to West Ham, and had that pathetic win against Brighton. As bad as that sounds, that result still extended our gap over you three.
It's mental.
We got 3 points, you got 2 points, United got 1 point, Arsenal got no points. And so somehow we're in a better position in the top 4 after this than we were before.
It doesn't make sense. It's amazing, but it doesn't make sense. And people are like, whoever is in the top 4, everyone keeps going, "Oh, they're safe." It's not that way. It isn't that way at the minute. I don't think Chelsea are safe. I think we can end in top 4, but like by the looks, we've got Watford and Leicester.
It's probably one of the most undeserved top 4 finishes I've seen.
It's mad, isn't it? It's we've got Watford and Leicester. And Leicester, as they showed to Arsenal, they're no joke. Watford are in the final of the FA Cup, so they're no joke. We can not get any more points quite easily, especially with our performances.
What's going on?
Football,
what mad sport?
It is a mad sport. It's not like baseball.
It's not. We're not getting. Me and Jay got intercepted by a very old man today who told us about baseball and his father's death and how good he was at baseball.
It was a crazy breakfast.
Sad breakfast. But no. And then obviously Tottenham, if we're done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you have a nice time at Old Trafford?
Oh, fucking amazing, isn't it? They're just being in away. It's my first away game, so it was just amazing.
It's my first away game at Old Trafford this season.
Go watch it. Yeah, we only had a 1-1, but it's still fun.
And then Tottenham played West Ham in what could only be described as West Ham's cup final. Whatever credit to them, they won the game. But I saw a poll on Twitter and it said, West Ham fans, have you enjoyed this season? It was by a West Ham account, and it said yes, no, yes if we beat Spurs. That is how important we are to them.
That's a bit peak.
They've now, as far as they're concerned, they've now got the fact that they've got the first win and the first away goal at our new stadium, and it's like, yeah, good, great. It's annoying that we've lost to them. It's a pain in the ass, but also I have absolutely no doubt in my mind, and you can't have these excuses at probably the top level of football, but I have no doubt in my mind that every single member of that squad had their thoughts on Ajax.
Yeah, he's there
because we've got bigger fish to fry.
Way bigger fish.
We had a slowly decreasing safety net in the top 4 thing, and we still got it, and
somehow, but yeah.
If you said to me right now, shot at the final, even though it's going to be against Barcelona now, because we'll get on to that in a minute, and Georgia out the top 4, I'd absolutely take the shot at the final.
Of course you would. If you say otherwise, you're an idiot, I think.
Yeah, they can have their win, they can have their nice time. Antonio can thrust his cock at the. I just realised I haven't formatted. Didn't have formatted. Did you format that?
I formatted that.
Hey, gee. No, so it's fine. Whatever.
Celebration, man.
Really high def Cox celebration was.
Yeah, you watch it on Sky Sports HD. Just slapping the audio. Have you seen what he was saying about? He saw it on a rap video and he's been doing it in all the clubs. All the clubs.
All
the London clubs.
Declan Rice together. Because there was a Declan Rice pitching club in after the game. They loved it. That's the highlight of their season. Which,
it's mad.
Whatever, good on them, not making excuses. But I'd rather my football club's highlight not be just beating one result. That's the dark days 10 years ago of Tottenham, whereas if we could finish 8th, but we beat Arsenal, we held Arsenal to a draw. That was incredible. We came back to make it 4-4. But no, we've got so many. And even if we don't get past Ajax, which we'll talk about, because we're now at a disadvantage, I'd still take it.
Of course.
That's what it's about.
Semi-final of the Champions League. First time you've ever been there, mate.
Yeah. So,
we'll get into that in part 2.
Okay. Well, we've got other things to discuss then, I guess, have we? Do we?
Leeds versus Villa.
Leeds versus Villa.
That was.
This is very delayed now, because I think this must have happened literally a day after we. What was it? No,
it was literally like Monday, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Where do you stand on it, Joe? For those that don't know, you're a joke. No. Okay, no, sorry.
Let's see you then. Gosh, no.
Leeds pretended to play the ball out for an injury and then played on and scored, and the mother of all brawls ensued. Bamford pretended to get elbowed.
I think it wasn't the commentator like, what's wrong with Bamford?
He was like, Bamford's gone down. If someone's hit him, if anyone, and it was like,
anyone? It's like anyone.
And then and then it was just
absolutely
Bielsa showed his moral strength and guile, and pretty much he had to, because Leeds have come up through so much controversy already this season that he had no choice.
Yeah, he didn't look happy about it, really.
But he had to give. They let Aston run through and score, which would have been fine if Pontus Jansson didn't just say, "Fuck that," and
he's like, "No, this isn't."
It was strange because he didn't actually try and stop it. He didn't.
I think it was
he
very played up.
He just wanted to show that you had to. He didn't want that to happen. We've been robbed, but yeah, whatever. It was fun. Where do you stand on the actual events, Jay? Who's in the wrong? Who's in the right? Trying to play Josh and Jay's who's right and who's wrong. Josh and Jay's moral compass.
It's a very tricky one, I think. The argument to come about play to the whistle, which is very fair because that's the way the game goes. Yeah. But they would literally it was the trickery that gets me. It's the fact that it's at the line. They've slowed down. Villa players have stopped at this point because it's going out. Fair play to Leeds. Oh no, fucked it up the thing. That's where it gets me.
That's exactly where I stand. Either stop the game or don't stop the game.
Yeah, if they carry on running,
Leeds have absolutely no obligation to stop the game. Fair play to them, but you can't be doing trickery. I'd be fucking furious.
It was awful and.
And then again, mate, a brief flash comes across my head and goes, "It's fucking clever, though. It's fucking clever, that."
It's horrible,
Sneaky
but clever.
Sneaky little pigs. I'm like, hey.
It is very much you little bastards.
I'm unsure.
Yeah,
but I'm going to say it's more. I think there's a slight dark side of me that's like fucking. Yes. But on the whole, I'm like, no.
I'm someone that really dislikes Villa, and that was unfair on them. And they are having a decent end of the season, and so.
Well, yeah, and also the playoff places were very. Sorry, the automatic promotion places were very, very unlikely. It's pretty certain that both of them will qualify through the playoffs and get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I guess it didn't really matter because there wasn't much to lose. They would have delayed Sheffield United's promotion, but it still wasn't looking likely they'd overturn it. Mm-hmm. So maybe the question begs is, would he have done it if there was more at stake?
Probably not,
Bielsa.
He's a bit of a.
I think he would have.
You think?
I think he's a bit of a psycho.
I think he's a bit mad, and I don't think he would want to give that up.
Discussing the burnout of and how unfair the term of burnout was as well, because have you seen that? I was playing FIFA with Ross the other day, and I was Leeds. And have you played with the Leeds?
I haven't played with the Leeds squad now.
Unbelievable how poor that squad is.
Is it?
You just sat there going, how is you? What's going on? With this it just makes no sense. Yeah. So credit for them to be up there.
Yeah, because with Villa, you've got people like Grealish, Abrahams, people that are good. Yeah. And
I know. Well, Norwich. I don't know. I'll admit I won't pretend to know much about Sheffield, but Norwich have had a stellar season with the Pucky's been on fire and they've been mint, and then. Like you said, Villa, and it's credit to Sheffield. So Sheffield, obviously Sheffield and Norwich are up now. And
well done,
didn't think Sheffield. Kyle Walker.
It was Leeds and Norwich for the longest time in them two spots, and then
we'll be back with Kyle Walker, City Sheffield next season. The Kyle Walker derby. Very emotional time for him.
Very much so.
Do you know
I'm sure he'll really care.
Well, no, he's a Sheffield. Do you know we bought Kyle Norton from Sheffield United, and part of the deal was we also had to take Walker for less money.
You've told me this, and
mad.
No one. It's like you can't.
Alright, we'll have Walker as well. Alright, he's a £50 million left back now. Where is Kyle Norton against Swansea? Rotting at Swansea. So
who out of the other playoff positions would you want in the Prem now? Who
But
would
I
you
would
want?
love to see Bielsa's Leeds because we know about this burnout. We know that they get pushed so hard and they just simply cannot go anymore. They're done. And I could see them getting absolutely torn a new arsehole in the Premier League. Bielsa, we need to play a high energy game. They're like, boss, like, I get what you're saying,
City.
but it's City today, and then or Liverpool who have mastered this high press.
Yeah.
And Bielsa's like, no, and then they're like, hi Liverpool, like steamrolled. Pontus Jansson just on the deck. Yeah.
So that's what you're saying, Leeds.
I wouldn't mind seeing Villa back either, but then again, a lot of that squad is either ageing or is on loan. Or I can't imagine Grealish will stay now. He came very close to joining us.
Yeah. He's very much a Villa boy, though. So I think if Villa went to the Prem, I think he'd want to at least stay there for a season.
He's been there with them for a season.
But in the Prem,
yeah,
has he?
It was last season.
I guess
when they got relegated, he was with them.
Well, I didn't know that. Fair enough.
I'm sure he was.
I didn't know.
But yeah, so I can't remember who the other two are either.
I don't know either, because the Championship is not my forte.
Well, let's find out, shall we? I know it's. Fuck.
Because I knew it was the four we've discussed already, and that's about it. Who's the other two? West Brom.
Is it Brom now?
I think West Brom are up there.
No, they had a bit of a resurgence. I'm not sure. There's no internet in this building. Oh, no, there is. Right, so obviously, Jay, we missed out on.
Well, I've said West Brom. Who's the other one?
Jay, obviously, we missed out on. Hello.
Some crap on the wall, don't know if you've seen.
Oh,
That's very offensive.
I hope you're alright.
You good? Good.
Mate. But sound, we're doing the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've interrupted it.
You're in it now.
You'll probably be in it now, mate.
It's probably best too.
Nice one, mate. Yes.
Well, there's a cut. It's West Brom and but Derby. 6th and 7th is Derby and Middlesbrough and Bristol. And so 6th, 7th, and 8th is Derby, Middlesbrough, Bristol, and they're split by 2 points. So 71, 70, 69. So
I wouldn't mind seeing Derby come up.
Bristol. Hello.
Bristol, Sheffield United, and Norwich. Like, guys, no.
But with you,
I wouldn't mind seeing Derby come up. But then again, they've also got a lot.
You just want to see Frankie Lampard play Chelsea, don't you?
I don't know. Look what happened at City. It was heartbreaking.
Again. This time.
I was shitting myself when we played him.
What would you do?
FA.
Would you be angry if Frank Lampard was going to get relegated, but then on the last day of the season, 90th minute winner against Chelsea, and he went fucking mental at Stamford Bridge? No. Would you be angry? No. Would you
Honestly,
allow it?
That man can't do much wrong in my eyes.
What if he slit a cat's throat on the pitch?
Depends what cat it is.
A Siamese cat.
Yeah, that's a bit out of order, isn't it? But yeah, no, of course not. I don't have much problem with people celebrating after.
What would you do if he set fire to a Chelsea? Okay.
Yeah, that's going too far. That's going too far, mate.
You can kill a cat, but don't you hurt my shit.
What if the cat's wearing a Chelsea shirt?
Just out of curiosity, because obviously you've just seen this, and it's fine. Like whatever, we have edits, and we always knew some people would probably walk in as we did it here.
Yeah.
But what do you think we were doing? That's my question.
So he has a big shout. There's a camera. All this is up, and he's just like just sitting there with a
You do the podcast now? No, we're just having a chat. Me and Jay only like to talk about football. If we set the scene,
we need to be like in.
I forget who Jay supports unless I have 3 visual reminders, and vice versa.
So wait, who should support again? Josh.
Maybe thought we were Skyping. I mean, it's kind of hidden behind that box, isn't it?
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Well, it's not, but the bag. I don't know. Are we going to end part 1 there?
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end part 1.
That's well, no. Shut up, Joe. I was checking if there was mud on my shoes. Just leave. Right, cool. So, Premier League done, dusted, sorted.
Mad scenes.
What? It's time. It's the business end. It's the
business end.
Pinnacle. It's the final tournament. It's the Champions League, Jay.
Yep.
Amazing
scenes over the past 2 days.
I would like to quickly talk about
Yeah, go
Tottenham's
ahead.
journey before talking about the Ajax result.
Okay, can I just like zone out a bit there?
So what is insane about this Champions League is, I don't know if you remember, but we played our first match day against Inter Milan, we played our second match day against Barcelona, and we played our third match day against PSV and Eindhoven. We had 1 point, Jay.
You definitely
Should
have got out of that group.
1-0. And we're just like, here we go again. Fucking hell. We lost 2-1 to Inter, I believe. We lost 4-2 to Barca, and we drew 2-2 with PSV, I think. And we were just a bit like, great. And we kind of accepted defeat. And then an 89th minute winner from a Harry Kane header that deflected off 2 people. Suddenly we got a point on the board against PSV. We're like, alright, here we go. We go to Inter. We go to the San Siro, I think. I can't quite remember. I don't remember which way around it was. We win 1-0.
I remember that one.
Suddenly, we're level on points with Inter.
Mm-hmm.
We need to rely on not only them to somehow fuck it up against PSV,
And your result.
but we
Do you
needed
remember
to
that?
get a
Oh my
result
God,
at Barca.
We was in the courtyard, do you remember?
Yes, Jerry.
It was like the worst. The title of that podcast is like the best and worst 10 minutes of my life.
Well, I thought it would be. We'll get back onto that.
Oh, Virgin Josh didn't know a thing.
But no, and then obviously we got a result at the Camp Nou, and somehow Inter didn't manage to beat PSV.
And Barcelona were all over.
We sailed through. We faced Dortmund. At the time, the best team in Europe. We swat them aside. 4-0 on aggregate like little bitches. Fuck off, Dortmund. And then it happens, Jay. Then the draw happens. Man City. Even if we get past Man City, Ajax have Juve.
Mm-hmm.
What journey to the most likely progression of Tottenham to win the Champions League now is City, Juventus, Barca. You'd say that was the most.
Yeah.
We all know what happened with City. I'm not going to go into that. We all know what happened with City in truly
One of the maddest nights of
the
football
maddest
I've watched.
bits of football I've ever seen.
And I'm not a Spurs fan, and that was
And
mental.
all I wanted was to play Ajax, and I'm not. Like I've already said, I'm not disrespecting Ajax. This was purely for a footballing reason, purely for a Ajax of mint, and I want to see Tottenham beat Ajax, and it's Ajax beat Juventus. Ronaldo's out,
Yeah, fucking.
and it's happened. And right now, yes, we're 1-0 down.
Mm-hmm.
We're up against it. We've got to get out of a hole. But you know what I say to that?
What?
Heung-min Son.
You didn't have him last
We
game.
didn't have him last game. Look at the squad we had to play. We need to stop playing. As much as it pains me to say this, Vertonghen's injury, not because of Vertonghen, but Vertonghen's injury was, in a purely footballing tactical sense, the fact that we went back to a 4 at the back, we looked so much better. When we played 3 at the back, we looked shambolic.
Especially against Ajax, who
Yeah,
very-
you would have thought it would kind of man for man, but it doesn't work like
No, it
that. We
doesn't
just
work
looked.
like that.
Trippier apparently lost the ball 28 times that game
Did
in
not
the Champions
know
League semi-final. He apparently lost possession 28 times.
that. I did not know. What's happened to Tripp?
I don't. What do you know what's happened? He was never that good.
He was never that bad, surely.
He
Surely wasn't that bad.
Well, name me a time where he had to defend in the World Cup, and then you'll say, "Oh well, what about that time?"
No,
where
I'm not
Croatia...
even just saying the World Cup. He
But,
was never that
But he
bad for
wasn't
you.
that good in the World Cup.
He wasn't that great in the World Cup, but he was
He's
never
still-
that bad. He was never
He was.
28 times in one game.
No,
bad.
okay, yes, that's an exception, but he's never been. He's not good enough. He's
Not
got
good
a
enough.
great cross on him. I've said this before, but Elliot gave
So
the
does
best
Tom,
description of him. He's a winger that can't beat a man.
Yeah.
He's not a defender, and the
I
amount
think
of
you
times
said that on this pilot as well.
if we reach that final,
He can't play.
Trippier can't be up against Messi
He can't.
again.
Oh, bless him.
But no,
Who plays there, though?
Aurier, if he's back, but he probably won't be, and Foyth is playing there at the moment, which fans are not too happy with, but I think he's all right.
Just
But
as
then
Foyth.
Kyle Walker-Peters has just been frozen out.
That's a shame.
He's
'cause
won like 3
decent.
Man of the Match awards.
Yeah.
He's got more. He got 3 assists in one game. Like he made a massive mistake in the first goal in the 1-1. If you remember, he
Yeah.
let Malcolm just run at him, past him, through him.
Yeah.
But he's young, and I don't. Mate, there's obviously I can't say anything. There's obviously something that I don't know.
Yeah,
and
Poch-
the
yeah,
fans
Poch
don't
is-
know that Poch knows.
Yeah,
I don't think Poch is likes youth. He has no reason to not.
Yeah, he's playing
do
fourth,
it.
isn't
Argentinian though. Maybe he's just
he? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No,
we're on to you, Pash.
no.
Maurizio.
It's anybody's game for the next leg. I would
It
say.
really
Sissoko, when he changed that game,
It's mental that.
Like I know, you can't stop banging this drum as a Tottenham fan because it's like watching.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's like watching your son who they've sat down with you at school and gone. Your son.
I know where this is going. It's
He's got, he's always going to struggle. He doesn't fit in with the other kids, and he's going to struggle with all his lessons because he really struggles with numbers and words. He's dyslexic. He's illiterate. He just can't process what we're trying to teach him. And you're like, right, okay. And they're like, we're going to do our best for him, but it might be time for him to go to a different school. And you're like, right, okay. So you process that. You accept that is your life, and that's going to be his life. But you're going to support him because you know he's yours. And one day, Jay, you're going to pick him up from school. He's outside. He's got his arm around Sally.
Sal, no.
He's got a cigarette in his mouth. He's just gone, yo, Dad! He's got another A star, and you're like,
What does he have to?
little Jimmy, little uncool, educationally struggling Jimmy has now got the fittest girl in school. He's got straight
That makes
A's.
sense. I thought you meant he had her in a headlock. I was so confused. I thought he's just got Sally in a headlock. He's smiling. Yes, Dad.
He's cuddling Sally.
Stop.
He's happy.
Sorry.
He's not just abusing women.
Does that mean, like, why are you proud of this? That's fine.
You're there with his mum.
Hey, yo.
I'm pleased with you. So.
No,
Okay.
I like that one.
Yeah. So that's what it's like, and he played so well, and we obviously they did hit the post. They could have put the game just beyond reach for us, but we're alive. We're alive and kicking, and that's all I have to say about it. Really, roll on the 8th. We are alive. We are in with a chance. Unlike
cut next to the next game. Unlike Liverpool, you got taught a lesson.
What did I say?
What did you say?
I said that I have a feeling that the difference in the league might be them getting tonked by Barcelona and that confidence draining away.
Yeah.
The question is, what do you do for Liverpool now? City obviously have it easy. They've got 3 games. They've got 2 games left to play.
Yeah.
They've got to play them. They can play for whoever they want, full strength, because you don't have to worry about resting for the final because that's an afterthought to the league.
Yeah.
Liverpool now have this incredibly difficult thing where you just do you throw the Champions League now?
Well, I've spoken
to
to my flatmate Jack, and I asked him the question, which would you rather right now? And he says the Prem. So I think a lot of them are thinking.
Well, no, they've always wanted the Prem.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying with that mentality,
do you throw it?
You don't throw it. You don't throw the Champions League.
That's
something you just don't throw.
Do you go hell for leather and just go for Barca with all your best players, knowing that the next game could be vital?
It's a very unique position, isn't it? I don't know. I don't think.
They
haven't got the depth to not kind of like.
But they're not going to overturn a 3-0 in my opinion, no matter what they do. Even if they had all their star players, this is not half time at Istanbul. This is different.
This is. You got to throw Origi and Sturridge and Shaqiri up front.
And even if they start, even if
it.
they get one, they have to be so open. And you saw what happened at the end of yesterday's game.
Yeah.
I know Dembele fluffed it, but
they were just gone at that point.
They could have batted 5 past them. I know Liverpool could have scored, but they could have been 5-0.
But they didn't, yeah. But even if they did score, it could have been 5-2.
Yeah.
So like.
So what do you do? What do you do?
Because
nothing's in your hands now. It's this weirdly unique position where they're just. It must be devastating for them. I love it, by the way. But
yeah, it's great. They'll probably. I don't think they'll throw it, but they'll probably like rest at least one of the front 3, maybe 2, and they'll just get beat again. Just get a 1-0.
Keep it,
yeah. I don't think they'll throw full force at it. I think Klopp knows how important that the Premier League is to the club.
So I've been seeing a lot of pundits talking about this. I know we're talking about the Champions League now, but if Liverpool finish trophyless, is it a failure of a season?
I guess it is.
On I'm a Chelsea fan now, actually, which, probably a bit of a biased view when it comes to winning trophies.
Well, it's fuck you. I guess it's no. I think it's tough, isn't it? Because like everyone said already, the points tally will be insane, and it's just if they didn't have City, that's this mad good team in their way, like they.
Yeah, but the same can be said about Tottenham. Would have won
it easily.
Tottenham would have won the league when Leicester won it.
Yeah.
But
was that a failure of the season?
What?
Was that a failure of the season for you?
No, but we're Tottenham, and also my only argument for why it's maybe a bit of a failure is that they clearly were so far off Barcelona last night, and also they threw the arrogance and they did throw all the cup competitions.
Yeah, I know that.
So,
which City have gone and to the finals of both.
So City are now going to maybe take the league off them by a point and have 2 trophies to their name.
Yeah.
Which I know they've obviously got more finances, but if you write down the squads of both of those teams, you can't tell me that there's a gap, too much of a gap. City are probably better.
City, I think you got to look at the bench for City and the bench of Liverpool. I think.
Yeah, let's do that.
You've got Mahrez, you've got Jesus.
Shocking this season. Pretty much.
You've got Gabriel
Jesus, yes, but
you've got who else is on their bench?
Well, you've got obviously you've got 4 to choose from: Stones, Company, Laporte, and Otamendi. Otamendi and Company are past it now, I would say. I know Liverpool's defence isn't that great.
That's what I mean. Like
Gomez and
I think when you put them together, City, they're obviously better. Obviously,
a bit, but not loads.
Not loads. But that's where they're so close now, aren't they? They're only still 1 point between them.
Yeah, but then again, I don't know. But
I don't.
It's not a failure, obviously, if they get 97 points. But
it will be to them.
Yeah, it's funny though.
It's great. Like Jack said to me yesterday, and it really did disgust me. He went, "I forgot what it was like to lose. I forgot how much that hurt." And I was like, he said it, and I was like, "Wow." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "Listen, look, read what you've just," because it was a message. I was like, "Read what you just said." He was like, "Yeah, I forgot what it was like to lose. It's been ages." I'm like, "Fuck off. I hope you lose everything now." And Jack's one of the best Liverpool fans I've met, and I hope, just because he says that, I hope you're listening, that you throw everything. You've already threw the Champions League because Messi is a good player.
What a free kick.
Let's just talk about that free kick for a minute, because my God, he puts it down, the commentator goes, he's just making sure this is in a perfect position. I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good position for a cross and a header in, maybe.
I'm watching it with Jack.
Cheeky little, no.
I'm watching it with my flatmate Jack, who for some reason just turns to me and goes, "It's in."
No.
I was like,
Jack, you mad man.
Whatever, mate.
Good.
Boom!
It couldn't be more top-ins, could it?
If it kissed the post, that would have been nicer, but...
And I think I heard a pundit say, 35 yards out, someone shouldn't be scoring a free kick. And there is an element of that, yes, maybe, but it's Messi. He put it in with pace.
Something did. Exciting times. So... I'm going to refrain from this bit because obviously, my answer's boring because I'm biased and I think it's possible. But who do you reckon the finalists are going to be, Jay?
So it's obviously Barcelona. And it's your game's very tough. Your game's very tough to call because it's only 1-0 and you guys are fucking weird this season. You
never know. We're knackered.
You're knackered, but then all of a sudden...
I hope we're playing... I want to see Kyle Walker-Peters. I want to see Foyth. I want to see Dyer. I want to see Llorente. I want to see Janssen start against Bournemouth. I want all our eggs in that Champions League now. I don't give a fuck.
Because there is a chance.
Ajax.
You only need to.
Ajax have a big game at the weekend as well.
Do they?
I think it's either like.
Have you seen that the league moved their games around so they had time to prepare?
Yeah, they don't have that this season. This time.
Do they?
Sorry. So they've
done that.
They've got a cup final at the weekend, hasn't they?
Really?
It's either I just saw it being described as a cup final on Twitter. I don't know if that means they need it for the league or it is actually a cup final.
Yeah.
But you're not resting people for that.
No, you're not.
So come on.
It's so I think that one's so open. But the argument for Ajax is that they're a young, very talented squad. They might not have they'll have more fitness.
The youth doesn't matter. They're so good. They're not young.
No,
Like,
yeah,
so,
but I mean they'll have more fitness because they're youthful. Like,
yeah, but they've got so
they
much
can play
about
them
them
two
as well.
games.
Like De Jong and De Ligt,
They're just
phenomenal.
They're just
They've
incredible.
got weak
I'm
links.
surprised
I think
there's
both
only
the
one
fullbacks and Daily Blind are weak links. I think we can get that defence. I think Son can get that defence.
Yeah, well, Son, of course, Son can.
I mean, you saw what he did in the first 10 minutes against City.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, that's
And as soon as we get one, or as soon as if we can score twice, which is not impossible,
you just got to make sure. Yeah, you just got to make sure as well that you stay tight at the back. Is Toby okay? Or
yeah. Oh well, let's actually talk about that because that was madness.
That was a madness.
So I don't. How much of that did you see?
I saw a clip afterwards.
Okay, so the full event is Toby and Jan jump for a ball. Toby catches Jan. They both go down. Alderweireld's just lying there, and you can tell he's alright. He's like fuck out. But then like Vertonghen's like lying there, and he's fucking just in the, like looking at the distance, and you just start seeing. The first thing I noticed was a bit of blood in his hand. I went, oh fuck, where's that come from? And then you looked up, and he was just like, his face was just open, and he was just bleeding out. And like genuinely, he was doing this like on the ground, like he was, and I was like, fucking
it's mental,
hell.
isn't it?
And then they like wipe it off, and then they're like, off you go.
Slap him on the bum.
And you're like, what? And I said to Ross, they're not bringing him back on, surely.
They really
and the ball just gets played past him, and he just turns to the bench and just goes. Suddenly, he just collapses. Poch grabs him. He's just vomiting everywhere on the pitch, and Poch is like, whoa, and he's like, you can tell he's got no fucking idea what's going on. He's just like,
he's out of it.
Yeah, and it's like, and they subbed him, and it's like,
is he playing the next? Well, is he good? Though?
He's fine. According to the early reports, he's passed all the.
It's hard to tell. They thought he was good. And sent him
well, yeah.
He's fine.
But now they said that he's passed all the tests.
Yeah,
he should be.
Because that's the thing.
Again, I hope he doesn't play against Bournemouth.
Yeah. That's the thing, that as much as you guys have got to go at Ajax and score 2, you've got to not let Ajax come at you, which they will want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you get to the final, hypothetically, do you think you beat Barca? I know,
I'm not. I know how if it wasn't for the fact it was a cup final and anything can happen.
Of course.
Because everyone if everyone plays, and this might be a stupid sentence, but if everyone plays to their peak, let's take out Messi.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just Tottenham squad, Tottenham, Liverpool, City. Barcelona isn't that ethereal force that it was a few years ago.
Yeah, no. When I saw
Xavi and Iniesta, like you look at players like Malcolm, Dembele, Rakitic, Arthur. Busquets is good but slow and old.
Yeah, he's
like
old.
PK is still class, I think.
Yeah, PK. Ter Stegen's really good as well.
Ter Stegen is how Manuel Neuer is still Germany's number one is a joke.
Yeah, it's a proper
Ter Stegen is fantastic. But if we played at our absolute best and they played at their absolute best, then Barca would edge it. But if they're slightly off the pace, and it's obvious what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course. But
it's not written in stone we'd lose.
No, not at all. The only thing I think that well, I think Messi as well. Messi, like
he's just the guy. Well,
I've
seen him rip us apart. He ripped us apart earlier this season.
He's just determined to
He
win.
could have got 4. He hit the post twice and scored 2.
Like, and it's also in Madrid as well, which would be so nice for Barcelona to win in Madrid.
Well, it's in Atletico Madrid.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in Atletico Madrid Stadium, so it's not
as good, but it's still in the Madrid
area.
Yeah, fair enough. I can't put a finger on it. It's mad.
Tottenham Ajax.
Tottenham Ajax.
Yeah.
If Ajax go through, I would like them to win. I think.
Yeah, same.
But if you guys go through, I think I'd like Barcelona to win. that's my verdict.
Great. My obvious preference is Tottenham, Ajax, Barca, Liverpool.
Yeah. Ajax, Barca, Tottenham, Liverpool.
Would you rather us win at Liverpool?
Of course. I as much as I'm a Chelsea fan and I scream who hates Tottenham, Chelsea. I don't mind just that much. I hate Arsenal and United more than you. You're like a third after that, I think.
You're level with Liverpool for me.
No, come on. Not
you
Liverpool.
might be slightly worse.
Mad.
As a club. Sorry. It's Arsenal.
It's Liverpool
it's
fans,
always
isn't
Arsenal.
it? It's not the players. It's the manager and the fans for Liverpool.
Boom.
Boom. That's the end of part 2.
Oh, well, is it? Is it? Because let's quickly... Do you not want to quickly mention your European semi-final?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I guess so. Tonight, so when this is out, it'll be happening very soon. Chelsea play Frankfurt, Arsenal play Valencia. Our game, it's difficult because Frankfurt beat Benfica to get to this semi-final in which they were 3-1 down or 2-1 down.
3-1, I believe, because João Felix got a hat-trick, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like, so they're not a walkover team. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather Frankfurt than Valencia. Mate,
I wouldn't, you know.
it's
Because
tough.
Valencia kind of are a bit like you, Arsenal. Like they kind of just can crumble without a moment's notice.
But you know, I'm don't get me wrong, I'm bloody excited for
What do you
it.
reckon, Arsenal Chelsea final?
I'd love and hate that because if we, I don't want to think about that because it scares me. Because if we lose to Arsenal in the European,
Balls on the table. What's the final going to be?
it's Chelsea Arsenal.
Chelsea Arsenal.
Balls on the table. I like that's a new thing in the back post. Balls on the table. Chelsea Arsenal final.
Cox out.
Cocks out. Chelsea win the final.
Cox out. All right, as usual. Well, not as usual, but as a running theme, this is not a part 3. This is just to say bye because we're busy people at the moment, and we haven't actually found a new part 3. There will be something eventually that we'll do, but for now we've got a lot to do. I've got a lot of stuff to do today.
Same, and I've got to do it before the game as well.
And no computers, so
Oh yeah, there's no computers about.
we're going to struggle on that one.
Wish us luck.
But
If
yeah.
this isn't out, we didn't find a computer.
Yeah, sounds loud. This is just for us. We've been the back post.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Tell your dad.